Hey everyone, welcome to the distribution team demo for or team meeting for March 8th. I was on triage last week, so as far as pipeline failures, I didn't see any that weren't fixed by retrying or upstream tag being published. Not that I noticed anyway. I did end up closing 3 issues, marking 1 for scheduling, 2 for awaiting feedback, and 1 for needs investigation. And Hossein is on triage this week.
Okay, Stephen has a few notes here he wants to point out. First is the Div Training Certification. We need to have this completed by the end of April. Please be sure to comment in the linked issue to indicate that we've completed that training. A reminder that when submitting receipts for Expensify, that we now need to ensure that we're removing all personal information. They will reject expenses that include any personal information moving forward. So get it done or don't get the money back, or at least have problems therein. So we'd also like to go over the weekly top priority lists for the team. The first one we have here is in regards to the container registry and the implementation of the database migrations. Mitch, comments?
The MR is up for review. When I deploy it to Openshift, it all works. Registry can come up and start and run as expected. The database migrations, we have a MR in the charts for adding a job that will run migrations, and that is in review with Blue right now. And he sent some feedback, and I'm working on that now.
Okay. Any reason to think that wouldn't happen today?
I don't think so. There's a few items we want to touch. For example, deciding whether to put that database password in a secret separate from the one we have, because if someone already has that secret in the cluster, our current shared secrets behavior does not check to make sure that every key exists in that secret. I found an open issue for that, so I'm starting to see if I can have a solution for that. Otherwise, we'll just put that password in a separate secret for now to ensure that that secret is created on upgrades. That's the major hitch right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's an unexpected kind of, DJ and I know this from the life of the project. So when you try to add a new item to a secret, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, and then of course, like we saw, the downside of creating a separate secret is that from what we saw last time, we can only attach one secret to the Postgres initdb logic. So separate secret would break that unless we can find out how to attach another one. So do some tinkering today.
Property-wise, yeah. Okay. The next thing we have is a check-in on the OpenShift MVP. As Mitch mentioned in the beginning of the last item, we do have it up, functional, and deploying. There's some things that are still being looked into in regards to the CI functionality testing. But it looks like it's coming up. The next one we have is the exploration and SSH support within OpenShift. Any comments to add, Dustin?
Yeah, so this was just held up on those CI tests failing, like having a good running GitLab. And I don't think we're quite there yet, but I need to check again today, but we're very close, which will unblock this. So I do expect to be looking at this today and tomorrow.
Okay. Chun, to catch you up here, the SSH support being TCP and most ingress patterns not directly supporting TCP, this may be the one thing that doesn't make it to MVP due to a limitation of the ecosystem of OpenShift. We are not as concerned about this one by priority, strictly because you can manage to use GitLab entirely without SSH.
Thank you for the clarification. Thank you.
The last one we have here is an update on the product descriptions in the Red Hat Connect portal. Gerard is not currently present. He did say that last week he said that he was meeting with William Chia, and as of yet, I don't think I've seen any activity on this. I'm going to just summarize what I have in a comment here, which is from approximately a week ago. It's actually down to getting marketing details, and then the final draft will actually be what's put into place. So I'll have to go look at the linked doc for that. Okay, I have an item here just to remind everybody that the April and May Friends and Family Days have been confirmed. So the ones that we have coming up right now are the 19th of March, the 16th of April, and the 28th of May. Be sure to add them to your PTO by routes, just so that everybody makes sure that they're accounted for. And if you want to take a different day, there is an in lieu of Friends and Family Day. Keep that in mind. I do want to point out that the March 19th and April 16th will have an application of pressure to the release cutoff on the 18th, specifically that if we're all taking off on the 16th, then the Sunday cut of the 18th means we need to be done on the 15th. And the March 19th one basically says, we're not going to be here on Friday, the day after we do the cut. So let's try and make sure we're as bug free in the charts and omnibus as possible, so that we don't have to be trying to pick into stable just before the actual final cut. DJ, I actually added an item for you here just because I know we're not going to have the maintainers meeting for a little bit. And I wanted to make sure that the entire team is aware of this, as the entire team would do reviews.
Yeah, so one thing I had posted to Slack last week, so after we had our maintainers meeting, we provided some feedback to Yorick on the changelog process we've been using in Omnibus, the new one we've been dog fooding. Some changes went in based on that feedback, and I just wanted to raise up that now with your commits, if you are in a situation where you are committing a changelog commit separate from its merge request, or you're in a situation where the merge request it's in isn't the merge request you want the changelog associated with, you can now also add an MR : trailer and then the full link to the actual merge request you have. So Yorick added the ability that if you do add that MR trailer, it overwrites whatever it thought the default merge request reference was for that commit when it comes to compiling it in the changelog. And that's it for me. And
do we have anybody else that would like to add an item? If not, we're going to get almost 20 minutes of our day back. Cricket's 1, Cricket's 2, Cricket's 3. Even if he's not here, Ian is still have a pattern. All right, everybody, we'll see you later and have a good week.